Okay, my people, a very quick one. There's a video I want us to watch together. Just a few lines, then I will drop the video, and then after that we dissect the comment section and know what I will put in concerning this matter. I come across one video or one message there about where they say Nigerian government have concluded the arrangement of to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. But the problem there now is that Nnamdi Kanu refused to sign the conditions they gave to him. This is not a propaganda. This one is one of the Tinubu's spokesperson by name, Daniel Boala, who don't have integrity at all. Now he's talking about integrity in the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Can you imagine that? This is the same thing, the same mentality that the so-called northern foolish people or northern foolish politicians have on the people of the southeast, the Biafran people, telling us that unless Nnamdi Kanu denounce Biafra or every other thing that got to do with Biafra, that is when the so-called government of the day is going to listen or rather is going to free him. And even before they do that, they have to monitor him for many years. After Nnamdi Kanu would have dropped all these things, swear with all manner of things. Can you imagine that? That Nnamdi Kanu is wrong, is guilty. A lawyer, for that matter, is talking this rubbish. Where I got infuriated and angry is the people interviewing him don't even bother to ask him what is the sin of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and why is it that the second highest court in the land said he should go, and the government said they do what they can stop execution. And I also want them to remind him of that of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu meant to any law student, even if as a lawyer, to come out and say and tell him where it is in the law that the same court that decided that acquitted you will also agree to what they call stay of execution, which is very, very rubbish. It never happened and can never happen, not locally and not internationally. They didn't ask him. You see why it seems like all these Nigerian journalists or whatever they call them are taking Biafrans for a ride. They catch crews. What they want is your money, your view, your comment, your sharing, your subscribing, that made them not to be doing the needful, that made them to have turned to become a fool and also a tool in the hand of the oppressors who keep on oppressing them day and night. There are some certain relevant questions I expect them to ask, but they will not ask that. I expect them to ask even Daniel Boala why the Nigerian government went to Kenya to kidnap Nnamdi Kanu in the first place. Why did they have to go all the way to Kenya to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Because that one is another international offense on its own, but they didn't ask. Instead, they are there diverting, dodging one, asking one stupid question to the other, simply because they want to satisfy their paymasters. It is going to work that way. And if they are thinking that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to back off, my dear, they better think twice, because such a thing is never in the history of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or rather in his agenda. Instead, he chose to remain there until when the time is right for him to go out. And they tell you, they will hold Mazi Nnamdi to the extent that when the time is right, they will beg him to go, and he said he's not going anywhere. Not until he's being compensated with billions of dollars or billions of oil money that is coming from his own backyard. Anyway, my people, I would like us to just listen to this very, very important message from one of our sister, Lisa N. Carlo. That is from the platform where I got the message. So please listen to this message, and then we'll come back for more discussions. If you don't mind, regardez.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to each and every one of you watching me today. Thank you for joining. Straight to the subject matter of today. The condition for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is finally out. According to Daniel Boala, it's not that Bola Tinubu doesn't want to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but the issue here is that Nnamdi Kanu has failed to abide by the rules and regulations, the conditions they gave him. That is why they never opened the prison door, the DSS door for him. Daniel Boala said the reason why all these people begging for Nnamdi Kanu release, you have seen Benjamin Kalu, Some other people have come begging or asking or like doing all sorts for Nnamdi Kanu to be released. That why the presidency or the government of Nigeria have not listened to all these people is because Nnamdi Kanu never signed waiting the as a main sign. And what is that? Number one, he must denounce Biafra. Number two, he must stop agitating for Biafra. Number three, he must remove every cloth of Biafra from his head down to toe. Polo of Biafra, face cap of Biafra, trouser of Biafra, shoe of Biafra, stockings of Biafra, muffler of Biafra, anything concerning Biafra, he must denounce. And not just that, that Nnamdi Kanu must publicly ask for forgiveness. He must say that he is now a born again. And the federal government of Nigeria must see that truly, truly, Nnamdi Kanu is now born again. It did not end there. They say releasing Nnamdi Kanu is not a big deal for them. But the thing is that whenever they see people begging for his release, it makes them not to be happy, because the person you are begging for his release doesn't even want to follow the condition they gave him in DSS. That if Nnamdi Kanu truly want to be out of DSS custody, he knows what he's supposed to do. They have reached out to him. For him to be born again is a simple thing, but he is adamant. He's still stubborn, standing where he stands. He say he can never denounce Biafra. That why will you people outside be asking for Nnamdi Kanu release? Meanwhile, he is inside DSS custody, proving stubborn, saying why they never release him. That Bola Tinubu said he doesn't want anybody that will in his government be saying that they want to succeed, they want to disintegration of Nigeria. That thing does not make any sense, because they are one united Nigeria, and in one united Nigeria is where they stand. So they want Nnamdi Kanu to show them, to prove to them that he is really ready to come out of DSS custody by publicly saying that he is no longer interested in any issue that concerns Biafra. That's before Nnamdi Kanu will be released. We are talking about the conditions and rules and regulations they gave Nnamdi Kanu in DSS custody before they will open the prison door for him. That they will have to bring Bible and Quran with Agu or Honogu. That Nnamdi Kanu will have to swear on top of Bible. That I, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, on this very day, maybe let me give instance, 10th of February or March 2025, I denounce Biafra. That I put my hand on top of this Bible. That I will, after today, I will never talk about Biafra again. And I will tell my people, my Igbo people, brothers and sisters, they should stop talking about Biafra. I'm going to show you the video, please. I want you to be patient. I just want to give you like a background or a summary of kind of what you're about to watch. 2, that they are going to bring Quran. Nnamdi Kanu will place his hand on top of Quran and swear on top of this Quran that he, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, Oku Kanu of Umuahia, Afaribeku, I denounce today that I will never talk about Biafra again, because I have seen that talking about Biafra is making Nigeria not to be growing economically. So I will have to stop talking about Biafra today on top of this. With this Quran, I put my hand on top. They will now bring Agu for him, or Honogu, Agu, Eman Agu. And in front of Nnamdi Kanu is Agu. Nnamdi Kanu will now swear with the Agu that I, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, looking at this Agu, this is our Agu of Ndenanaiha, I have denounced Biafra today. I will not talk about Biafra again. And also, that Nnamdi Kanu is not expected to start, complaining about how come we are not Biafra. You don't want to give us Biafra. You don't want to give us Igbo presidency. Seaport, everything you have, you keep it in the West, and our place is nothing to write home about. Say all those things that he always talk about, injustice and marginalization of Ndibo, that he will have to remove it like cloth and pour it on the ground. That he will have to accept anything that come with Nigeria. If they tell him to stand, he will stand. If they tell Ndibo to move, he will move. That he will also address Ndibo that the whole of Igbo race, please, I am no longer agitating for Biafra. All man on your own. Anything we wanna see for Nigeria, may wanna take. I am as Nnamdi Kanu, as I have denounced Biafra in DSS custody. I'm also denouncing Biafra in front of you people. And I am not a fully born again Christian. I am fully born again. Everything that I have done in the past, please, I want you people to forgive me and forget. Let us move ahead and let us forge ahead. So, Daniel Buala said that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu must denounce Biafra, must stop agitating for Biafra, must stop saying that Ndibo are being marginalized in Nigeria. If we reach presidency, Ndibo is not good to be presidency. We turn to minority in Nigeria, where we are the biggest population in Nigeria, because there is nowhere you go in Nigeria you don't see us there. So that Nnamdi Kanu will just calm down and forget about everything. Let those people that say that them be the Okabatabata for Nigeria, let them continue deciding what will happen in Nigeria. That is the only condition. Nnamdi Kanu will obey, and you will watch DSS custody. They will open it, and he will walk out of the cell. And they will not just release him from DSS custody. They will have to watch him after the signing of paper and denouncing. They will watch him that he has truly changed. Then they can open the DSS for him to be free and go and unite with his family. No more Biafra, no more Igbo presidency, no more agitation, no more marginalization of Ndibo. As soon as see on herself, more and take him like that. Daniel Buala.
Let's look at it this way. As the father of a nation, Mr. President is the father of a nation. Several senior Nigerian citizens, elder statesmen have come out to appeal and said, you know, we can guarantee good behavior and conduct of this individual. Looking at the insecurity situation in the Southeast, some have said, if you release this man, it would lead to peace, and those that have been committing criminality, hiding under IPOB, will be exposed. Is it not time we look at alternative dispute mechanisms to deal with this situation? Is this something the president might consider?
So everything in life begins with the person. Like, for example, are you a Christian?
Yes.
So there are people, they call them born again, right? Do you know how they became born again? They acknowledge their sins. They repented. They are forgiven. Their sins are forgiven. They become born again. Unless there is acknowledgement by the person in question, I am denouncing this. I want peace. She talked about the de-radicalization. Then government can intervene. You cannot sit where you sit holding that thought and position that is criminal, and then your uncle, your sister, your brothers are pleading with government to say, bypass all protocol and forgive. First of all, our judicial system, Nnamdi will have to have gone through the judicial process and be convicted before the president can exercise the order.
So, but there's still the presumption of innocence. He can't admit to what hasn't been officially said is a crime.
So if you don't admit, run through the process. You see, this the radicalization we talked about, they were not yet charged to court. Some of them while in court. It's acknowledgement. If you don't want to acknowledge, what's the basis of saying, I want to free him? Because some people say, if you free him, we'll handle him.
So,
what I'm trying to say is, Nnamdi Kanu is not different from another average Nigerian. The press, who emphasize on the right of the ordinary man, and when they ask government, they keep saying ordinary man, ordinary. You must talk about the real problem of ordinary people, rather than certain individuals that are the symbol of catchphrase and buzzwords. Somebody has to acknowledge his wrong and said, I want peace with government. I want to renounce what I'm saying. And then you can say, okay, there is evidence cogent to say that this person wants to live his own ways.
So, in essence, I think the summary of what we're saying is that there's going to, the government, the Nnamdi Kanu is going to be detained, and that the presidency will not at any point step into the arena.
The villa is not a police station. The president is not a prosecutor. He's the president of Nigeria, tasked with responsibility to govern Nigeria. Law enforcement will carry out their work, and then people in government will carry out their work. I want to beg the Nigerian media to not choose certain individuals and treat them as more special than other individuals with the disproportionate application of principles. The ordinary man, when it comes to hunger, it is good for the optics to talk about them. When it comes to criminal justice system, you isolate certain individual. It's just like, let's say, corrupt people. Maybe there's a corrupt politician that's been in charge. There's some people who say, leave him. Meanwhile, the other people can be in detention. I made the point clear to you here. For de-radicalization to take place, there has to be acknowledgement and departure from your old ways.
We get your message, sir.
Thank you.
But that message, you don't know if it's for us. The message also should also be back. We have message.
No, it's actually message to you to tell them, because they told you and you asked me.
Yes, but we're also giving the message that we get from the people back to the government.
To the presidency. Which is
that? The presidency is that what we hear and the pulse we're getting from them is that we need to see the government cutting down on the cost of government.
Will discuss that for sure.
And not seeing effective communication of government policies, because there's a...
Why am I here?
Yes.
Only yesterday and today, I have granted interview. How many? We did podcasts, we did TV and all the places. What am I doing? I flew from Abuja. Communication. That's what I do. When the tax thing came, 32 interviews within 2 weeks.
Right.
We will always, and you're free anytime to call us.
We are going to call you back because we have a particular conversation that we would love to have with you, Mr. Bala. Thank you very much.
So, my people, the message is very, very clear. You heard what our sister said. You heard the trap they set for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and the Southeasterners, knowing fully well that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu can never ever back down from whatever offer they are putting on the table, if not to release him unconditionally or through the bail condition being reinstated. This is very, 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 very totally wrong for even Nigerian government to harbor such idea in their heart. For them to have such idea in their heart, in fact, they are joking with the wrong person. Because the time shall come when they will tell Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to go, and he will blatantly open and tell them that he's going nowhere, not until he's been compensated for all the time wasted. Can you imagine such arrant nonsense coming from the mouth of a terrorist? Because Daniel Buala, for as far as I know, is a terrorist because he came from a terrorist zone. Anyway, let us take the comments from the video you just finished watching. And after that, we round out the show. But don't forget, don't allow this message to stay up to 1 hour in your hand without not sharing it. Let it go viral. Let Okeke and Okafor knows exactly what Nigerian government is all about, what they are up to. Canada just denied them visa and they're crying. More is to come. Let Tinubu challenge the so-called Gambarian of Binance over the $150 million bribe they're asking for him. Let him open mouth to talk. He dare not talk. If you make any comment, Trump will finish him. This is just the beginning. They might have all the alliance with France for all we care. But let him know that that is a very, very wrong way to go. Here are the comments. Dom Laja said, Nnamdi Kanu is a man of his words. He can never vomit and lick it back. God will grant him his heart desires. Imam Dekri said, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is not a coward. Nora Basi said, all hail United States of Biafra. Together we move and one love. Kanayo Mwetara said, but Tinubu himself does not believe in Nigeria. Because 1997 he says, and the message is still very open out there, that he never believed in one Nigeria. So now you are forcing somebody who is agitating for a separate state because of the marginalization and the killing of his own people to believe in one Nigeria. Even the person who is ruling you a couple of years back says he don't believe in one Nigeria. This is a very, very expensive joke. Nnamdi Ojadi said, Nne, you are now my Arise news. Keep it up. We love you. Beauty said, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that I know will and shall never renounce the agitation of the sovereign state of Biafra. They can wait till their kingdom comes. James said, the lion himself can't surrender. Achu Abuchi, Nigeria should pray that nothing happens to Nnamdi Kanu. Victor, so it is okay to have Arewa and Oduduwa, but it is a crime when people say they are Biafrans. Exactly the point. Go to Yoruba land. The other day they have South West Governors Forum meeting. They didn't sing Nigeria national anthem. Arise, O compatriot, or Nigeria will hate thee. They sing their own Oduduwa national anthem. Nobody holds them. Let the Southeast governors gather in such an event and sing, let's say, Biafra national anthem, even if they don't support Biafra, because most of those people who sing that Oduduwa never agree with Sunday Igboho. Let's assuming they come out now and sing that national anthem of Biafra in the Southeast governors. Hey, we let loose. For how many years or how many decades that the Northerners have created their own constitution, having Sharia in their own region, where they used to cut off people's hands. Nobody challenged them. Nobody does anything about it. But let such a thing happen in the southeast. Common ESN to fight against terrorist Fulanis coming, invading our land, destroying our crops, and raping our women. They turned against them, using our own Igbos as governors or parastatals to fight against them. We don't have any leader in the southeast. That is the only that is the issue there. Southeast and south, we don't have any leader. All of them are mere effluve, mere office holders. They are not born to be rule. They are supposed to be born to be ruled. And that is why the northerners, who are minority, are ruling over them. Justin Okolo said, Lisa NJ Kano, keep on doing your beautiful work, as always. Daniel Buala is worse than a two-faced man. Samuelzi Adedeji, because of this, the world will expose them the more. Oliver said, how many of their Boko Haram apologized for Nigeria, including those that run away with their weapons? One DK said, Lisa, you are too much. Keep on keeping it. Andrew said, denounce what? Mad people everywhere. After 4 years, without no trial, you want him to denounce. I can imagine how much. I can imagine the kind of offer they have given Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to denounce Biafra. Not only for speaking, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. They have tried to break him both physically, mentally, but the guy refused. Using all manner of conditions, he refused. Giving him all manner of offers, both in crude oil and in naira and in dollars, he refused. That is why you see them, they come out to speak. I know these people, before they said anything, they must have exhausted all means to convince that person to believe in them. When the person refused to say, then they will come out to the public. So saying this now is maybe people now will begin to have a kind of a sympathy with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and they will begin to throw jabs. And Nnamdi Kanu need to do this, need to do that. That is what they are always in. They are good in using people psychologically. They are good in blackmailing people psychologically. Emotional blackmail. That's exactly what they sent Boala to do. They sent him. He's not there on his own. They sent him to make such statement. Because they want Nnamdi Kanu to believe in one Nigeria. Even the person who is ruling Nigeria never believed in one Nigeria. Bola Ahmed Tinubu never believed in one Nigeria. Anybody who does it can sue me to court. The evidence is out there. Or maybe you can say the same way with Bala said, it was because you are in the opposition. That's exactly what they will tell you now. Because he was in opposition that time. 1997, Tinubu never had bought anything of even going to presidency. Can you imagine how many years down the line? Do you think that if Tinubu have his time or way to decamp from Nigeria at that time, he will not decamp? Because he don't have the balls. That's why if you can't beat them, you join them. So he joined them, he becomes the president. Among us said, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is a symbol of freedom and a nation. So he will not. Okoye Smart said, Ohamadike 1 is my leader. Aresak, he said, that's my girl. Keep pulling the trigger. God's your strength. God bless Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. The more the useless Tinubu keeping him in DSS custody, the more Nigerian political leaders' backwardness exposed, and the more the country is dying day in, day out. Don't forget that. Love that they say, reject Biafra and accept Fulani Sharia. Mad people. All hail the United States of Biafra. Uchechuku said, Adibo, you too much. Keep it on and remain blessed. I love it when Biafra comes. I wish that our Biafra leader will definitely give you a post in their cabinet. Tamara said, Ndi Botik Biafra power draft from Israel. How market now? Abi? And he ask how market. Release him now and see how market. And obey your court and release him and see how market. Idiots everywhere. Sousa said, God bless you, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Ebo Joe said, Nnamdi Kanu is is used to the place in DSS. We are not begging Nigeria government for his release, but any day something happened to him, that day, all the people that hold him, we know that all Igbos is watching, and they must take action when the time is right. Nkejola said, Lisa, Nnamdi Kanu must also denounce their fraud as well, okay? Chinwe said, Boala is a madman. Charles said, Biafra is a spirit living in all Igbos. Christ Ume said, from Houston, Texas, please, who is this lady called Lisa? Man, we the people love this lady to the bone. Well, my people, no more time to waste. And here we go take a break. Please, make sure you circulate this video. And make sure it goes viral. Support me the same way I am doing this business. Like, share, comment, and make sure you subscribe. Not a business, rather, but in the same way I'm doing this struggle to make sure that every news concerning Biafra gets to the doorstep of everyone out there. I'll be right back. My name still remains Amandia Neze. Or you can call me Okurora One Nation. Or as well, my new title, Very Dark Black Man of Biafra Land. Oya, Regade, Kemesiano.